Yo, what is up guys, Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, Sergey Kovalev successfully marks his cruiserweight debut by winning a 10-round unanimous decision against the unbeaten Tervel Pulev, who was 16-0 going into this fight. Of course, Tervel Pulev being the brother of Kubrat. Of course, as I mentioned, going into this fight, Tervel Pulev was unbeaten at 16-0. He was actually quite a decent amateur, but as a pro, he's beat absolutely nobody in the cruiserweight division. He's basically been hiding in obscurity, kind of building up a record, but he's beat absolutely nobody, and he himself, like Sergey Kovalev, is 39 years old, so Pulev was never really a factor in the cruiserweight division, but, you know, he was unbeaten, and, you know, Kovalev, on the other hand, was having his first fight at cruiserweight. He himself is 39 years old, and, you know, he's been through the ringer, been knocked out a couple of times, etc. So, yeah, I mean, I guess it's a good win for Sergey Kovalev at this stage of his career. How did he look? I mean, the fight was like a battle of lead hands, you know, a jab battle. And as we know, Sergey Kovalev, in his prime, had a very good jab. And even way past his best, his jab was far too much for Tervel Pulev, beating Tervel to the punch. Tervel was just a lot slower than Sergey Kovalev, looked pretty stiff. And as I said, Kovalev was just beating him to the punch with that jab. Tervel at times tried to rough up Kovalev. He landed a couple of half-decent overhand rights, but nothing really that had Sergey Kovalev in trouble. Kovalev took the shots pretty well, and really proceeded to outbox Tervel Pulev. Pulev at times came in square, and when you're fighting a straight puncher like Sergey Kovalev, he can pick you off. You know, Kovalev was trying to box, move his feet, that sort of thing. Never really pushed for a knockout. There were some good combinations by Kovalev, you know, the famous 1-2-1, the jab, right hand to the body. Kovalev mixed it up at times, but he was content really just to outbox Tervel Pulev. But in doing so, I mean, did he look anything special? Not really. I mean, at times Kovalev, I felt his feet looked a little, well, he looked off balance on certain occasions. He looked a little disjointed at times, and, you know, in the cruiserweight division, I just don't believe Sergey Kovalev has the attributes to really make a success of it at this stage of his career, certainly. But ultimately, he did win the fight, and he won the fight clearly. You know, just going forwards, I can't see Kovalev really having any success at cruiserweight. But we'll see where he goes. We'll see where he goes. I mean, realistically, I mean, who could he fight? I wouldn't mind seeing Sergey Kovalev versus Badou Jack at cruiserweight. Of course, Badou himself recently moved to the cruiserweight division. I think that fight makes a lot of sense. Both guys are past their best. Both guys are former world champions. Arguably a fight that should have happened in their primes. So why not Sergey Kovalev versus Badou Jack? I think that fight makes sense. But in regards to Sergey Kovalev fighting the likes of Lawrence Okolie or Neris Briadis, I think he'll get squashed, honestly. I think he'll get squashed. I saw a guy who was well past his best. You can see that the skill, you know, was still too much for the likes of Tervel Pulev, but yeah, Kovalev is done, in my opinion, at the elite level. So, best thing to do, in my opinion, would be to fight another guy in a similar stage of his career, and that would be Badou Jack. I think that fight makes a lot of sense. Anyway, share your thoughts below. It's been your guy, Delboy. Peace.